Hey guys, it's Cara. Welcome to workout number 1, upper body emphasis of your phase 2 strength and conditioning. Okay, so for exercise number 1, we're going to do a row variation. So option to choose dumbbell row bent over, and we're going to go for 10 repetitions each arm, so 20 alternating. If you don't have dumbbells or kettlebells, you can do a TRX row, which I'll also demonstrate. And you've done these in the first phase. So the technique, I'm going to show you a few reps and then explain how I want you to do them. Horizontal, breathe out. And as I breathe out, I'm not moving up and down, I'm keeping the same position the whole time. What I want you to focus on is allowing the shoulder to drop down slightly, then retracting the shoulder blade just a little bit to initiate the movement, and a pause at the top here for 1 second at least. So when you pause at the top, we want to make sure that the shoulder's down and back and not hunching up to the ear, so the elbow's almost going back towards my back pocket. All right, let's go for 20 alternating reps. Coming down and breathe out. The other side. And again, as you do these, using the breath, breathing out to the top, that's 6. Make sure we hold for a good pause at the top. 10. Last 10. Breathe out 9. 8, try and stay horizontal, parallel with the ground. 6. 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's our dumbbell alternating row. Other option is a TRX row. So you've done these before. Choose your level. The lower down you go, the harder, or the higher up, the easier. Nice straight body. Retract shoulders and then pull up. Shoulders down. Breathing out to the top. And making sure that we keep that nice strong plank alignment, legs are locked out, everything's squeezing. Okay, so exercise number 2 is our yoga push-up from a bench or a chair. Now you don't have to use a chair, it's a lot harder, but it is a progression of what we have done in phase 1. So initially we're going to start with our feet on the chair, just like so. And I want you to start by doing a downward facing dog movement. So we drive the hips up into the air. You can bend the knees here if you need. Okay, hips up, abs on, breathe out. We're in push-up position. We're gonna take a push-up from here and then go straight into down dog again. So we'll do 8 reps, off we go. Down dog and breathe out to the top of the push-up. That's 1. Down dog. Breathe out 2, and again, down, breathe out 3, 4, breathe out 5, try and get as much of a stretch as you can, in down dog, 6, 7, I just headbutted the floor with my cap, and 8, that was tough. So again, you can choose to keep your feet on the ground and just do your down dog push up, but again, challenge yourself, even if you're just going halfway down or a quarter of the way and working your way into deeper ranges, you're going to do a lot more for the core on a height like that. Okay, so exercise number 3 is our single leg Romanian deadlift, Bulgarian style. So we either have our foot up on a chair or you can pop it on the wall as well. Chair's a little bit easier because you can modify the foot angle. Now grab some dumbbells or a weight, hold anything that you can find. 2 dumbbells, 2 kettlebells, and we put that back foot up. I want you nice and narrow, so not a huge step out. Knees are basically in line from this position. So we're going to push our hips back and the dumbbells go straight down and straight back up. We push through the hip, through the glute. So neutral spine, head, neck, shoulders, everything in line, hips back, hips forward. We keep that slight knee bend here, and just make sure that you don't extend the knee. So as you come forward, you don't extend the knee before the hip. So we want the hip to come forward before the knee starts extending back. So 8 reps each side. We're gonna press through the ground with our forefoot, load up through the calf a little bit more so you can take the heel off just a half a centimetre, just a tiny bit, if you can. Otherwise, keep the heel on the ground. Hips back, breathe out, forward. Breathe in, breathe out. 3, 4, breathe out 5, breathe out 6, 7, and 8. We swap sides. So just make sure you take your time going down. We take a nice 3 seconds down and drive forward to the top with power, with control. Hips back, hips forward. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's our single leg Romanian deadlift. We finish it off with our overhead press variation. So with your overhead press variation, we are going to come down into a half kneeling position. We're going to take our kettlebell or dumbbell into the opposite hand. And just make sure when we set up that we're not too wide, we're not too narrow, we're just relaxed, just beside our rib cage. Shoulder down, shoulders level. From this position, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the glute, take the arm out in line with the shoulder. We're going to breathe out overhead. Straight up in line with the ear, control back down. We're going to do 8 each arm. You can do 6 if you have a heavier weight, or 10 if you have a lighter weight. Option to make it a little harder, take the heel off the ground, just like we have in our previous phase. Start to work the calf. All right, here we go. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. So it makes it a lot harder on the calf. I'm already shaking. That's 5, 6. As you breathe out, 7, ribs drop down, and 8. So I've been for a cycle this morning and I'm shaking like crazy. It's all in good fun though. So heel just off the ground. We're going to the other side, 8 repetitions. Breathe out. 1, 2. Breathe out. 3. Control. 5, see if you can keep that pelvis tucked. 6, 7, and 8. Control down. That's your first circuit. 4 exercises. Repeat that 3 times through. So that was 1 round. We're going to do 2 more rounds. So you pause the video and then come back for your final 3 exercises. Okay, so exercise 2A, we're going to come down into a half kneeling position again. Grab your dumbbell or kettlebell or whatever weight you can find. We're going to do a chop. So with our chop, we're going to rotate through our upper body predominantly, try and keep the hips fairly square. So squeeze the glute, tuck the pelvis under. You're going to breathe in here, twist, and breathe out. Take it nice and wide away from the body. Elbows are slightly bent. I'm twisting to the other side. Make sure as you twist to this side that you're not taking the knee out and you're not pushing the hip out. Okay, so staying nice and strong through those hips. You can do 6 each side. So with control, again, drive the heel back to you for a bit of extra hamstring. Inhale, exhale. Now the wider you go away from your body, the harder it's going to be on the core. The more narrow you go, the easier. It's 4, 5, and 6. Other side. Set up, tuck, breathe in, breathe out. So it's really important that you take your time to rotate fully to get the most out of the twist. More work through the core. That's 4, 5, 6. All right. Exercise number 2, we're heading over to the TRX for a fallout variation. We have done these, but we're taking a step up. So I suggest if you haven't done these a lot or you're struggling with the initial variation, to stick with double arm, double leg. But this time, if you're ready for it, we're coming up into a hip lock position, which means this free hip here on the left is higher than the stance leg hip. So we're driving our hip up nice and high, using our right stance leg glute, and then from this position, tension on the TRX, heel in nice and tight, knee up nice and high, breathe out. So we come out as far as we can, shoulders down, back to shoulder level. We breathe in, breathe out. I'm up on my forefoot here, so I don't have my heel on the ground, making it a bit extra challenging for our calf. We're going to go for 8 repetitions, 6 to 8 repetitions on each leg. Let's go. Breathing out 1, breathing out 2, breathe out 3, keep the tension on, 4, 5, try and keep that knee up nice and high, heel to hamstring, 6, 7, work hard through the right leg glute, the standing leg, and 8, swap legs. Woo. All right, other side, here we go. Controlling down, breathe out 1. Nice and high with that knee, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whew. Okay, so exercise number 3, we come down to the ground for our hamstring bridge. So we need a foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, you can put your foot on a step, you can put it on the wall, however's comfortable. Foam roller just makes it a lot harder for the calf to work and get the co-contraction around that knee joint. So, option number 1, if it's too hard, which is what I'm about to show you, you can pop the foam roller against the wall, make it easier. So you're going to see this option first. We drive the forefoot into the foam roller, about a 45-degree knee bend to make it a little easier. The wider you go, the harder it's going to be. Okay, so the more straighter leg, the harder. We're going to bridge up and dig that heel. Take it as high as you can in the sky. So you don't want it down here. You want it up as high as you can. Pressing in, tuck the pelvis under, knee to chest, and we bridge up here. That's option number 1, driving the heel up to the sky. If that's hard enough, stay there. Option number 2, foam roller comes off the wall, makes it a lot more unstable, and we bridge up here, tucking the pelvis under. You can add a reach in to make it harder, or keep the arms on the ground. All right, so we're gonna go for 20 to 30 seconds, whatever you can hold for. And I'm gonna estimate the time. Let's hope that it's around 20 to 30 seconds. All right, here we go. Tucking the pelvis, breathing everything out, ribs drop down, and holding. Driving the heel to the sky, breathing out. So I did these last night. My hamstrings are really cooked. Got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. My hamstrings are cramping. We're gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna put it against the wall because I will not last the time otherwise. All right, driving that heel up into the sky, knee comes to chest, off we go, breathing out, starting. So as we drive that heel up, it's better to drive the heel up higher. So if you find that you've got the foam roller off the wall and the heel starting to sink, we just want to make sure that that heel comes up as high as we can, so maybe take it to the wall. So last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, down. So you can have your own timer here to make it even on each leg, but for the sake of today, no timer, so I estimated hopefully it's around that same time on each leg. All right, so that's a wrap. You've got to go through that 2 more times through to make the 3 rounds of the 3 exercise circuit that we just did then. Enjoy, and I'll see you for lower body.